Hello, welcome to the 5th episode of Ullrike by Anki's podcast about knitting, friends and anything craft related, whatever comes to mind. My name is Anki and you can find me on Instagram as Ullrike by Anki as well as on Facebook, and my private Ravelry account is Garnaboa. I'll link them below here. You can also find my little indie dyer business Ravelry site on Ravelry as Ullrike by Anki. There hasn't been much going on and I haven't really yet created a group. That's the next task I will do. I'll just have to figure out what is the best way. Welcome back if you've been watching before, and welcome to my little corner of the internet if you're new here. Anything you're wondering about, you can ask me in the comments and I'll answer as well as I can, either in the comments or in the next episode. I was planning to make this episode quite a long time ago. It's been dragging on for about 2 months now. I've been very, very busy. I've had 2 yarn events, one in June and the last one last weekend. We are now living, I have to see, is it the 10th of July? Yes, 10th of July. Last weekend I was at Jyväskylä Knit Festival and it was a blast. But it's always a kind of hard work and very busy weeks leading up to a bigger yarn event. But it's so much fun. I hope I saw you there. A few of you who watch this podcast, I know, that came by to say hello. It's always very nice to see you. Dyeing yarn on my own in my little yarn dyeing dungeon in our house that's quite a lonely business, and it is very, very nice to get your response and see you in person. It's not really the same through social media or even this medium, but I'm a people person. I love to see people, and it's always nice when you come and tell me what you're working on and what yarn and what color you have. It's very inspiring. Thank you so much for visiting me. What else have I been up to? Nothing much really. A little garden, tending to the garden jobs. What should I do? What should I say? I haven't had much time to concentrate on the garden as much as I would like to, because I work whole time and dye and knit the rest of the time, and the family tags along. What should I tell you? In June I visited the Brinkala Lanka market, yarn market here. I lost count over the years. I've been attending as a vendor since the Brinkala yarn market started, probably 4 or 5 years. Anybody wiser can tell me in the comments. You know how it is. Time flies by. Now I have a little vacation coming up, and I will put the store on hold for a couple of weeks while I travel to Scotland and the Shetland Islands. But yeah, I have a few finished items. I was talking about the test knit in the last episode, and it's finished. It's absolutely wonderful, and the pattern is coming quite soon. I hope it will be here mid-July or something like that. But anyway, it's well worth the wait. It's a lovely, lovely pattern. The only faults I found were in my head, as usual. It was very, very clear and well written, and well, I'll show you. This is the Thousand Smiles cardigan with a lovely puff sleeve and a ruffle edging on the sleeve. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's knit up in my merino sock and cloud silk mohair. It's a V-neck cardigan, and the buttons I got at Ilo Knitting shop in Turku on Linnankato near the library. It's a shop that's well worth a visit. This is absolutely fabulous. The fabric is soft yet drapey, has a I can't describe the feeling. You should actually pet this cardigan. It's not really my go-to colors. I can show you. I chose these two. The merino sock, the upper yarn in colorway I Love You, and the cloud mohair, silk mohair in the colorway Lemon. It's two different yarns, and the combination makes up for a very lovely fabric. Not so neony as the I Love You colorway. It's absolutely beautiful, and if you get leftovers, I didn't. If you get leftovers, you can make socks, or, well, a little detail. I needed 3 skeins of each. 3 skeins cloud silk mohair and 3 skeins of the merino sock. From that, I started by doing 3 sample squares to get the gauge right. I had trouble. I ended up using Jyväskylä bamboo needle tips in size 3.75 millimeters, and that was excellent. And for the sleeves, I used the 4 millimeters. Then I got gauge. I blocked it a few times during the process, and of course tried it on, and I was really, really pleased with the result. I wore it at the Jyväskylä Knitfest, and a lot of people actually commented that it was beautiful. So thank you to the designer Nostalgic Knit on Instagram. I love my cardigan. I hope to see many more patterns as fabulous as this. It was really out of my comfort zone, because me and ruffles, never done them, never thought I would do them, and I'm in love. And as you can see, there is I-cord edging on the sleeves and all the way through on the edgings. There's I-cord, my favorite. The first time I tried I-cord, I never thought I would love it as much as I do now. And casting on was a nice experience. Never done a cast on like that. Try the pattern. It's fabulous. And you, of course, this is a pattern designed for very variegated speckled wild hand dyed yarns, but it's equally beautiful in a more subdued colorway if you like neutrals more, or something like that. I'm not really a neutral person, even if I wear black, but it's a good base for wearing colorful garments. I have a lot of darker yarns at home, I discovered, but I really, really need color explosions, and I don't know where it comes from. Probably the winter was very long and very hard, in my opinion, very icy. And when the spring came, there came a few weeks later 30 centimeters of snow, and the winter came back, and a lot of of the plants in the garden died. Oh, my lavenders died and I'm replacing them now, so let's see if they can make it through the winter, next winter. Other finished objects. I've finished a work in progress, so I'm very pleased, but I need to fix a thing. Last winter I started the Alleia by Anna Johanna, and I've talked about it before and I showed it before. It's finished. I only had the sleeves left and I'm actually quite ashamed. It's always the sleeves. It's not even hard to pick up the stitches, but I don't know. I should make the sleeves first. Then I would make it. I have to reblock it after the Jyväskylä Knit Festival because it was very damp and it's rained a couple of times, and I could see how it was on a mannequin and how it like got damp and very like was dragging itself towards the ground. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah, I think you grasp the idea. I have to fix one thing because I finished it 2 days before and I was really in a rush, and I picked up the stitches for the neckband one evening, very tired, and when I put this on the mannequin in Jyväskylä, I saw that I have picked up a lot of stitches at the beginning and less at the end, so this part here in the V, it's wonky. I can't look at it, so I will probably today rip it out and knit it again. But as you can see, this is a lovely, lovely texture. The textured panels with quite easygoing lace and nice texture. This is knit up in my Misty Soft baby alpaca silk and cashmere yarn in the colorway End of the Rainbow, and some golden yellow speckles throughout the yarn, and I think it makes a nice effect. Let's see if you can see it here. It makes the surface quite like it's alive, and the name comes from the fact that, of course, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So you don't need to have to chase the rainbow, you can just buy the yarn. This is absolutely fabulous. I haven't photographed it yet. I think I will photograph it when I've fixed the neckband, so then I can be at ease with it. Then I can show it off. I'm really quite ashamed because I should know. But you know, when your brain stops working and you have a deadline of some sort, then accidents happen. What else? Oh yes, that was the less colorful thing. The other colorful thing I have here, besides the cardigan, is a shawl. Again, the pattern is by Anna Johanna. I have to check which is the right side. That's the right side. This is the limelight shawl. I think I had started or was planning to start last time. I haven't measured it. It doesn't matter what kind of measurements this has because it's a perfect size for me. I like it. You can wear it. Oh, this is never easy when you're trying to. You can wear it like this, or you can have it draped over his shoulders. It was the first hours of the Jyväskylä Yarn Festival. It was a little bit chilly because it had rained during that morning, and I held the shawl like this, and then you don't need a cardigan or anything else. I like to wear shawls this way, draped over the shoulders, because I work when I'm working, I work in an conditioned office, and it's sometimes there's a chilly movement of the air, so it doesn't feel right, and I tend to get very tense shoulders, and I think the warmth of the wool helps a bit, so it doesn't get that bad. Of course, now I have tensions because I haven't been working out really. I went on a walk yesterday. I felt like I was rusty all over, but you know, skein yarn, dyeing yarn, lifting heavy pots, working on the computer, it takes a toll on a person. So today on the agenda there's yoga, at least half an hour, and then I will take another walk because that helps me a lot. And I love walking in the forest, feeling the I don't know, atmosphere in the forest. It's relaxation for the brain. I'm quite typical Finnish person in that sense. Well, anyway, this limelight shawl, you can find the pattern in the book 52 Weeks of Shawls, published by Laine Publishing, and I think it's also, you can buy it as an individual pattern on Ravelry. I'll have to check that. I'll link to the pattern below. I know I have a long list of projects I would love to make and start knitting on, but I'm like kind of in between and a little bit exhausted. I started my vacation last week, and then there was the knit festival, so I haven't really caught up, and I'm feeling like I'm having trouble to wind down. But I need a new project. But I actually started during the festival a project that's easy on the brain, the Oneida shawl. This yarn is the festival yarn. It is the Zen MCN in fingering, and the colorway is Primrose. The pattern is Oneida shawl. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but link is below. It's a free pattern. I like it because it's kind of mindless. You just increase and do garter stitch until you come to the edging, and there's an eyelet border, and it's very beautiful, easy to make. I think I want to finish it before my trip to Scotland. Today is Wednesday, and next Tuesday I will be flying off with my friend. I want to have it finished because I have a feeling that I need to have a scarf like this around my neck when we're going. But then I need to come up with a project for the trip, and a lot of people suggested to me in Jyväskylä that make socks. I said, yes, that's practical, but I still haven't found my sock mojo. It's gone, disappeared. Might never return. I don't know. All I can think of is cardigans and sweaters, and now I feel like I don't have a sweater fitting for a trip to Scotland and Shetland. I don't have that kind of sweater. I must be mad. I was thinking during the weekend, if I chose the right yarn, could I whip up a sweater in a week? And the others were like going, no, you can't. I haven't even started. I'm still thinking about it, but I don't think a sweater project would be so practical. Maybe another shawl, or maybe I'd have to make a pair of socks anyway, because I'm running out of socks. Maybe I should try the DRK everyday socks. I've had the pattern for ages, and I have a feeling it could be the kind of project my brain now is able to do. Or then Jonna Jolking has this tempo socks. I know a friend of mine who's, I've lost count. I don't know how many tempo socks she's made. I don't think she knows either. And I got some sock yarn, so why not? I got some new stuff. Because this lovely yarn that is heavenly soft and beautiful, yet it has a sturdy feel. So I'm thinking I might need a sweater in this colorway. I forgot to bring the yarns, but I'll put in a couple of photos at the end of this with the yarn, the MCN yarn. It's beautiful. I will try to add it to the web shop today. There's not a lot of it, but we'll see. I might get some more bases. Ooh. We have a butterfly. It's coming back. I don't know if the camera caught it. That would be wonderful to have a butterfly in the hair. The squirrel hasn't come. I haven't seen it in a few weeks. I don't know. Maybe it calmed down because it has been. It was collecting like this. What is it called? Anyway, from our so-called lawn, there's a lot of sammal. I'll translate the word down below. Moss now. It collected moss and started climbing ladders up to the roof. I was sitting inside in the living room a few weeks ago knitting on my Alleia, and there's a lot of noise, and it just climbed the ladders with a really big ball of moss in the mouth, and when it almost got up to the roof it fell. I yelled like crazy, and now it probably died to my husband, but it survived, and it climbed up again with the moss in the mouth. It was probably building itself a nest. Well, anyway, if it has babies, the squirrel probably hasn't time to come and hassle me. Last year it was stealing all the apples from the apple tree while I was filming the first episode. Acquisitions. Of course, a beautiful yarn needs a beautiful project bag. I fell in love with this fabric. This is the project bag from Wool, a company from Porvoo. It's very, very well made. It has pockets, two big ones, one a little smaller. You can fit a phone into it, and then there's pockets for your knitting needles, and you can probably fit 3 or 4 skeins into this, if you me anyway. And I just had to get it in Jyväskylä. And then I visited my colleague Yarndaji Jana from Kettu Yarns, and she has this new base, merino linen, 80% merino wool and 20% linen, 400 meters or 437 yards on 100 grams. And let's see, here we go. It's kind of I really don't, she said it's grey. I see it as grey with a hint of lavender. What about you? I love it. I love the feel of it. And it has it's nicely spun. It's got a perfect twist, and I really, really loved her sample tea. It's called the Salty Air Tea, and I bought 2 skeins, and I'm thinking about starting it, and I hope the yarn will be enough. We thought it would be enough, but anyway, I can get more if I need more. And then from the yarn shop Titi I bought 2 skeins of sock yarn from Louhittaren Luola hand dyer. She's been Tuulia, who has Louhittaren Luola, has been dyeing for quite some time, and now she announced that she will stop dyeing. I don't know what she'll be doing, but I fell in love with this. This is the Neidonsiipi, and this is Urhea colorway, and I think they go very, very well together. This is an option for socks as well. I just need to get the perfect pattern. I'll see, superwash wool 75% and 25% nylon, 400 meters in 100 grams. Or it could be a nice, become a nice shawl, but it's quite woolly. I don't know if I'm not that sensitive, but I think this probably really wouldn't suit my neck. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I have, and then I found, actually when I was taking out these, I found a yarn that I got last year. This is by Rouva Silmusolmu. It's called Karpalo Kinuski, like cranberry toffee or caramel. It is 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, 100 grams is 425 meters. So it's supposed to be a little bit thinner, but it's spun the way that it looks a bit thicker than this Louhittaren Luola. You see, these go well together. So if I make colorwork socks, I could get 3 different pairs probably, with different combinations. I'll have to check. I love these colors, very jewel toned, very me, but it's a different world from these, but they go together too. Oh, what else? As I said, I have nothing really planned. I'm kind of in between, both mentally and physically and everything. I always have a hard time winding down when my vacation starts. I'm so used to have a lot of things happening, but I know my brain needs this time off, and if I would stay home, I would probably be working all the time in some way. I thought that, well, I think the best way to really, really relax is to go away from home when you can't work. So I'm going on this trip to the Shetland Islands, and then I bought this book earlier this year, and I've been flipping through it and reading a bit and getting inspired. And I was looking through it this morning, and I was so adamant on that I would start a project from this book. I can't. I haven't got the yarn. I have to go to Shetland to get the yarn. Everything feels wrong right now about yarn choices, yarns that I have at home. But I'll get over it. I might buy some yarn on Shetland so that I could make some nice project from this book. I like the look of this Riggies cardigan, but it's far too big and boxy for me. I have a problem with too boxy garments because I'm a busty person, I'm a large person, and sometimes when you have a really oversized boxy garment you look even bigger. It's not complimenting. But I will have to give it some thought. The other one, actually, even though I'm not really a colorwork person, because I have trouble getting the gauge right and the tension right, but this one is really, really nice. It's called the Heritage Yoke. It's timeless, and that's very important to me. If I need something like a cardigan or a sweater, it has to be timeless because I want to wear it a long time. Another one that I like is this Virdek shawl, which is also on the cover. I really think that Gudrun, Johnston and Mary Jane Muckleston have done a great job with this book. I really like it. It's the kind that you can just read all over again. You might not never do any of these projects, but I really like the layout and the texts and how the book feels in my hands. That's very important. It's like a sturdy hardcover book with a very nice feel to the cover. It feels genuine. I really don't like those books that have a cover that feels like plastic. I've never liked them. And they smell when you get them new. Yeah, well, that's the most... I can't think of anything else that has happened. I'm thinking about maybe we should have a knit along at some point. But I have trouble deciding what we should knit. But, well, maybe we should knit anything we like. I'll give it a thought. Maybe I have some kind of thoughts about what to do when I get back. I will be away for 2 weeks. We will be about 4 nights in Edinburgh from, or is it 5? Tuesday to Saturday morning we'll be in Edinburgh. Then we'll fly off to the Shetland Isles and stay there for a week. And then we will be a couple of days in Edinburgh again. And I really hope everything goes well and the timetables hold up. And yeah, and then when I get home I have 1 day in between and then I'm off to work. Talk about intense. Yeah, well, I plan to film quite a lot and make the next episode all about Edinburgh, and I expect I will be very, very inspired and in a yarny mood when I get back. I've wanted to visit Edinburgh so long, and actually we had all the tickets bought in 2020 when the pandemic hit. Just a month before we were supposed to go, everything shut down, and that was a huge disappointment. I'm looking forward to meeting new people and having time to explore and walk around the aisles and just enjoy and take it easy for a while. I wish we could take a tour from Edinburgh to the Highlands. I'm not sure if we will be able to, but we'll see. If we're not able to, then we'll have to make another trip to Edinburgh or somewhere else in Scotland. Have you been somewhere yarny or very inspiring. I'm looking for suggestions for the next trip, because I really think you should be planning the next trip when you go on a trip. Daydreaming is good for you. Yeah, wallet might not take it, but dreaming is free. And planning is free. Where would you go? Would it be Iceland or Faroe Isles or Ireland or somewhere else in the world if you would do a knitting themed journey somewhere? I'd like to know. Yes, well, I think that's it. I think I'll have a lot more to say next time, and a bit more coordinated thoughts perhaps. My head is a little bit messed up. Have a nice end of summer, and I'll see you next time. I'll put some pictures from the knit festival at the end, and from the new yarn, the Sen, MCN, and have a great time. Until next time. Bye bye.